All right, let's dive into something that's, well, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also an incredibly powerful idea. It's a philosophy that's really at the heart of any major achievement, and it all boils down to one single, uncomfortable truth. No one is coming to save you.
Yeah, this quote, it just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? It's about that switch, the moment you stop waiting around for someone to help you and realize you have to take full control. This whole idea that some savior or some lucky break is just around the corner, that's a fantasy. Your real life, your real journey, it kicks off the second you realize the person you've been waiting for this whole time is you.
Okay, so let's get real. What does this actually look like day to day? It's about finally getting that external motivation. It's a total myth. The responsibility for every single move you make, yeah, that's all on you.
You know that fire in your belly, that drive that gets you out of bed to go after what you want? Nobody else can light that for you. It's a spark that has to come from inside, and honestly, it's the only fuel that's gonna last.
And that huge idea you've got, the one that keeps you staring at the ceiling at night, well, guess what? It's going to stay a dream forever unless you, and only you, are the one who sits down, does the hard work, and turns it into an actual, real-life plan. And look, it's the exact same thing with your health, right? Your discipline, your habits. No one's going to physically drag you out of bed for a run. No one's going to tell you to shut off the TV. That's your fight, every single day. Now, this might sound kind of bleak, but it's not. It's not pessimistic at all. It's actually the most empowering idea you can grab onto, because the moment you stop looking around for a life raft is the exact moment you realize you've had the strength to swim the whole time. Okay, and this right here, this is a really important distinction. This isn't about blaming yourself for stuff you couldn't control. Life is unfair sometimes. You can get broken by things that are absolutely not your fault. But, and this is everything, it's still your job to fix it. You have to be the one to go back and start putting the pieces together. So, once you really truly take this on, you're going to find yourself on a path that, well, it can get pretty lonely. But here's the secret. Don't mistake that solitude for a wrong turn. A lot of the time, it's the first sign you're finally on the right track. They call this the messy middle. And it's a phase that, trust me, pretty much everyone who's ever done anything great has gone through. You start changing, right? Your habits, your goals, your whole mindset, and you start to drift away from your old crew, but you haven't quite found your new one yet. This messy middle is super uncomfortable, but it's a totally necessary part of the whole transformation. So you're left with a choice, a really clear one. You can stay put, stay where it's comfortable, where everyone accepts you, but also where you're not going anywhere. Or you can take the new path. And yeah, it's going to be lonely. You might even get made fun of by your old friends. But it's the only road that leads to real, meaningful growth. And this just nails the reality of being at the top of your game. The work that actually matters, the stuff that forges you into somebody different, somebody exceptional, it's almost always done alone. There's no crowd cheering you on, no applause, no pats on the back. It's just you and the work. Okay, so if no one's coming to save you and the road is lonely, how in the world do you keep going? The answer is you have to learn to parent yourself. You have to become your own coach, your own drill sergeant, and your own biggest cheerleader all rolled into one. So what does that actually look like? Well, first, you disconnect. You go dark. Cut out the constant noise from your phone, from other people's opinions. Second, in that silence, you finally have to face yourself. Ask the hard questions. Who am I really? What do I actually stand for? Third, out of that raw honesty, your real purpose starts to show up. And once you find it, step 4, you attack it with everything you've got. Ferocious, nonstop action. And let's be honest, here's the thing. We're constantly looking for distractions because most of us are terrified to be alone with our own thoughts. The goal is to get to a place where you're your own best company, where you can sit in a quiet room and not have that twitchy, frantic urge to grab your phone. Real self-awareness is born in that silence. All right, this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, it might be the most important one of all. The power of the work that you do when nobody, and I mean nobody, is watching. This is where real, unbreakable strength gets built.
And this unseen work, it's not sexy. It's not glamorous. It's that run at 2 in the morning when the whole world is asleep. It's that extra long gym session when you're the only one left. It's saying no to the party because you're on a mission. It's pushing through the pain and the doubt with absolutely no guarantee that it's going to pay off. It's that quiet moment at the end of the day, looking in the mirror and asking yourself, did I do enough?
And this quote just captures the raw, brutal power of that whole process. The person you become through all that solitary, relentless grind, it's something you build, something you forge. It's like building a monster of strength and resilience, piece by painful piece, in the dark.
See, when you consistently put yourself through hell on purpose, when you do that unseen work day in and day out, you develop this mental armor that is just unshakable. You build a callus on your mind. You know exactly what you've survived. And because of that, whatever life throws at you just doesn't have the same power to break you anymore. And this is the ultimate prize. If you can get cool with the solitude, if you can be okay with your own shadow being the only company you need on your walk, then you've found real freedom. The world stops being this scary place full of obstacles. It becomes your playground. So I want to leave you with this. The bars are always open. There's always going to be another party. But that window of opportunity you have to build the life you actually want, to chase down your dreams, that window doesn't stay open forever. It takes sacrifice. It takes being alone. It takes a crazy commitment to doing the work when nobody is watching. So the only real question left is, are you willing to do it?